Hey everybody, welcome back to Gideon Stuff. Today we've got an unboxing. There should be two knives in here, and both of them are knives I'm very excited about. So let's not waste any time, and let's just get into this. We are using the Sincut Serene. Love this knife. This thing has been just absolutely fantastic. I've been carrying it pretty much since I got it. It's a good one, right? It's one of those knives that's just very easy to carry. All right, get this out of this bag. Okay, there, and there. Okay, and there they are. We have two CJRBs. So, for those of you that are familiar with the channel and know what I like, you probably know what one of these is. For those of you who are just, plugged into the knife community, which is probably all of you, you might also have a guess on what these are, right? Both of you are right. Both of you are right. So, I actually don't know which is which. I have a feeling I know what this one is. Let's open this one first. All right. So this is a White Mountain Knives exclusive. And yeah. Okay. It's the Pyrite. It's the Wharncliffe Pyrite with the blue topographic G10 scales. Sorry about that. We had a little bit of an audio error. Here it is. I figured it was only going to be a matter of time before I had to get my hands on the Wharncliffe version of the Pyrite, and I decided that this would be a great version to go with because I missed out on this the first time with the drop point, which was a shame because I really wanted that version, and then I ended up getting my gold one that I have. Let's see that action. Oh yeah. Stonewash AR RPM 9 blade. It's interesting, all they did was change the blade shape, but this already feels significantly different than the original. Great action. Again, with the slaw opening instead of the blade hole, that also feels very, very different. But yeah, there we go. Very cool. I like this a lot. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the other one. So, I actually thought that these were gone, like sold out, and I'd missed them. And I was kind of upset about it, but then I was on White Mountain Knives and realized that they're still around. So, I decided, oh my goodness. Oh gosh. It's bigger than I was expecting. I knew it was going to be big, but it's bigger than I was expecting. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And this was a great deal too. These things are... Okay. Alright, you guys just want to see it, don't you? Yeah, I know. Oh man. It's the CJRB Feldspar XL. Centering on this one is actually off just a hair. Well, maybe not. Maybe just a hair, or I'm imagining things. See, centering on this guy. Perfect. Oh, look at that. Blue fat carbon. Titanium frame lock. And yes, this is the Feldspar XL, so it's bigger than the original Feldspar. And it has a flipper tab. So let's see that action. Alright, so that's not fun. Let's do a thumb flick real quick. Very nice. Wow. Honestly, it feels thinner than the actual Feldspar. I might have to do a comparison between these two. Ooh, you can choke up into there still really nicely. This blade, I think, is almost 4 inches. I mean, this is a big knife. This is not a small knife. Okay, very smooth. Yeah, the detent is a little bit light, but let's see here. There's also no jimping on the flipper tab, which is kind of a shame. Okay, it's breaking in. Yeah, very comfortable. Very lightweight too, like incredibly lightweight. It's because it's only carbon fiber on this side, and then we've got the titanium over here. The blade is M390, gorgeous stonewash. That same very pokey drop point that we all know and love from the feldspar. Also, yes, as you can see, I got a little bit cooked at work today. Oh man, that is so cool. You know, I might have to go and grab. Actually, you know what? I'll put it in after. I'll put post-production work on here. I'll put some size comparisons between this and the regular feldspars. Actually, the regular size feldspar and the small feldspar, since they've got that size too. And I'll do some comparisons of this versus the drop point. You know, I was kind of debating whether or not I would give this its own review, separate from the review I've already done on the drop point pyrite. And I was like, you know, is it really going to be different enough to warrant a new review or anything? And first impressions, I'm thinking yes, absolutely. This does feel like a very different knife. So I think I'm going to give this its own review. Let me know what you guys think, but right now I'm leaning towards giving this its own separate review. That might be fun. Maybe we'll do a comparison video as well. This knife here, I'm conflicted on. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm gonna have to see how this grows on me. The carbon fiber is beautiful, really beautiful. I got the blue, of course, because, you know, I love blue. I have a feeling it's going to be a pretty amazing slicer. The blade seems about the same thickness as the original feldspar, but of course we've got a broader blade, a taller flat grind, so we might have an edge that's maybe a little more acute. This is probably going to be a very good slicer. The ergonomics are good. Very good ergos. You can choke up in that little grip there. I gotta say, it's very lightweight. It's way more lightweight than I was anticipating. And I'm gonna see how I feel about that as I carry this, because honestly, I'm not a fan of super lightweight knives. This pyrite here, this is a very light knife, but it's also a small knife, right? So it feels balanced. It feels more, you know, small thing small has, you know, lightweight. Big thing big should be heavy. Maybe I just have a monkey brain, but, you know, this feels a lot more natural to me. A knife that's this big but feels lightweight is kind of odd. They do have micromilling on the titanium here, which is actually really gorgeous. It's probably not going to focus in on that too well. Let's see how this thing goes in the pocket. Move aside for a second and cut. That feels good. Feels good. It's a good pocket feel. One thing I do wish that they hadn't have done is that lanyard hole there. I know it's like that on the original. I wish they'd have like put a backspacer on here, but they didn't. So yeah, the action is definitely, yeah, that's the same amount of pressure I put on it the first time I flipped it, and it's flipping much better now. Okay, there we had another failure. I do want to say the detent is quite a bit stouter on this original when compared to this one. However, I have put KPL on the pivot, done a little bit of messing around, and the action is getting better and better, so I am pleased with that. But yeah, there's a size comparison for you. Detent is a little bit light, maybe a little bit too light. but I might be able to fiddle with that, or it could break in, right? Maybe I'm just not getting the right leverage on it. I would honestly love to see a feldspar, like a normal size feldspar, with a flipper tab. I think that'd be cool. Even though I already love the way the feldspar is with just the thumb studs, they work excellently. I don't really think it needs a flipper tab, but some people like flipper tabs, and I think some of the reasons behind wanting a flipper tab makes sense. Like, you know, having an extra finger guard, you know, that makes sense to me. So some people might appreciate that. I will say, for the price of this thing, I'm not disappointed, honestly. You're getting a titanium frame lock with M390 and fat carbon for 150 bucks. I think that's pretty good. And yeah, the action is not bad. If I push button it, it snaps out really, really well. And I can get it, you know, if I really, you know, if I decide to flip it, it will flip. If I try and fail it, it's very easy to fail. But, you know, I also get they're tuning it for the thumb studs as well. I say as I mess up the thumb studs. It's a very interesting knife. Very interesting knife. I will have to carry it and think about it for a long time. I think it's going to be a good user. We will... Do you think I should do a review on this too? It is a White Mountain Knives exclusive, and so I'm assuming there's a limited quantity. In fact, I mean, with all exclusives, it's a limited quantity. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. If you want a full review of this, I will definitely do that. If not, I'll just put it in like a, I don't know, some random video. Yeah. Alrighty, well, we're going to go ahead and call it quits there. There are our two White Mountain Knife exclusives. The Feldspar XL is what I'm going to call it, and the Wharncliffe Pyrite. Looking forward to reviewing both of these guys. This one's very, very cool. The Pyrite has already cemented itself as one of the greatest budget knives ever made. Ever. Right? Not just of this year, but ever. And yeah, this is just continuing that same great legacy. So, very excited to have both of these. This is one that I'm glad to add to the collection. You know, I love the Feldspar. But I think I really am going to have to spend some time with it and get my thoughts together on what I think about it. Because first impressions, if I'm summing up my first impressions, I am equally awed and a little disappointed, honestly. So that's kind of a weird spot to be in. I'll have to think about it quite a bit. This knife, I love it. I knew it was going to be great, and it is. Do I like this blade shape more than the drop point? Not sure. I think I like the looks of the drop point better than this, but we'll see how this performs in use in my EDC carry. These types of blade shapes are very, very useful. It is a Wharncliffe, so you got a really nice acute tip, but it's kind of a modified Wharncliffe. We don't have a straight belly. Some people might call this a reverse Tonto. But yeah, we will see. We will see. This should definitely be very, very useful. Anyways, that's going to be it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave it a like, comment below, and subscribe. I've been Gideon, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.